Live at 6 a.m. with breaking news. 2 people are dead, 3 others hurt following a crash in the La Jolla area. This happened just before 11 last night along Torrey Pines Road.
CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live now near the scene with the very latest. Chris, what can you tell us?
And good morning. And right now I can tell you that this scene is very much a complete 180 from what it was a couple hours ago. So I want to get to that video right now to show you what it looked like in the aftermath of this crash while we go over exactly what we know about what happened. Now, according to the San Diego Police Department, it was a 19-year-old man that was driving a 2020 Subaru. They were headed south on Torrey Pines Road. And for those of you familiar with this area, again, you are right here with the beach on your right. So at some point while they were speeding, they struck the center median and then ultimately crashed through the guardrail on the west side of the roadway. So they actually hit that center median, then went all the way right. They tumbled down in that vehicle. They landed upside down, and all 5 people, again, it's still inside of that car when it crashed. They had 4 passengers, an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, another 19-year-old, and another 18-year-old. We're told 2 of those passengers died. We're not sure which of the passengers they were, but we also know that 2 of the passengers sustained what they're being called serious injuries, including pelvic and hip fractures, lung contusions, and ankle fracture. Meanwhile, that 19-year-old driver only sustained minor injuries. Now, again, back out here live, this scene completely clear. DUI is suspected considering the nature of the crash, this being a solo vehicle, the amount of people that were inside, and then, of course, the nature of the actual swerving. So as more information does come out, including potentially identification, names of those involved, we'll be sure to bring that to you. So stay up to date by visiting CBS 8's website and following us on our social media channels. Eric and Netta.
Oh, just terrible what happened. Chris Groh, thank you for bringing that to us live. Right now, nearly 100 people still without power after a car crashed into a power pole. This one happening in Fallbrook. It was about 10 last night near Old Stage Road, near Old Stage Court. We're told the car also caught fire. We do not know if the driver was hurt in that. SDG&E saying they expect to restore power by 11 this morning.
And this morning, a San Diego father is looking for answers in the search for his missing daughter in Texas.
24-year-old Felicia Johnson went to celebrate her birthday in Texas. Here's a picture of her. She was last seen nearly 2 weeks ago, seen leaving a strip club in the Houston area where she had applied for a job. Her father, Kevin, flew to Texas to try to find his daughter. He says her phone was found several miles from that strip club, and he said it was found covered in blood. Johnson believes she may be a victim of trafficking.
And the phone was like, it's like somebody threw it out the window. And it had some specks of blood on it that I think probably came from her fingernail or something during the struggle.
The Houston Police Department is actively investigating this. Crime Stoppers is offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest in this case.
And this morning, our border back in the spotlight. Local leaders pushing a new policy for asylum seekers. This comes after a federal judge said he will block the White House from lifting Title 42.
CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol live in San Ysidro with what's up for debate here today. Good morning.
Good morning, Eric and Netta. Well, Title 42 is an immigration policy that allows border officials to turn away migrants for health concerns due to the pandemic. Now, Republicans and some Democrats are not wanting to end this policy. Now, San Diego city officials are working about what's next.
Title 42 is a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. It's not actual border security. It's important, but it represents the ability to turn people away and actually secure the border.
We just heard from Republican Chip Roy from Texas. Leaders all over the country are speaking out about this. The Biden White House is temporarily blocked from ending Title 42 by a federal judge in Louisiana. Now, critics of removing the order says it's likely to cause a greater surge of migrants at an already stressed border. The policy was invoked during the pandemic by the Trump administration. Now, here locally, 2 San Diego County leaders will present a policy at the Board of Supervisors meeting today intended to handle asylum seekers who arrive at the U.S.-Mexico border asking for humanitarian protection. Now, the policy identifies county property for a potential temporary respite shelter for migrant families, also seeking state and federal reimbursements for services delivered. Vice Chair Nora Vargas says they are committed to supporting and assisting refugees in their journey to ensure the well-being of these vulnerable populations. Now, again, this is a huge topic of conversation within the White House right now, as it is set to expire on May 23rd.
I would note that there are a range of views on Title 42. There are some, you noted, who are very vocal about how they would like to see it extended. There are some who are very vocal about how they would not like to see that happen. So that's an important discussion that will be happening over the coming days and weeks.
Now, the Biden administration was planning to lift that restriction next month. Of course, there's still discussion over this. We'll keep you updated also on what the County Board of Supervisors discussed this morning in terms of that meeting, what relief San Diego can aid to migrants and also refugees here in the San Diego area. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from San Ysidro. I'll send it back to you.
Dana Marie, thank you. Border policies will be front and center at the U.S. Supreme Court this morning. Justices are hearing arguments related to the Remain in Mexico policy. The Trump-era border policy forces asylum seekers to wait in Mexico for hearings in U.S. Immigration Court. President Biden stopped the policy on his first day in office, but a judge forced him to reinstate it back in December. A decision is expected sometime in June. And this morning, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is in Germany. He's building support among U.S. allies for further military assistance for Ukraine. Meanwhile, the head of the United Nations is meeting with the Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. They are discussing a possible ceasefire. Following his meeting with Putin, the head of the UN will travel to Kyiv later this week. That's where he will speak with the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky.
This morning, a new anti-discrimination plan is up for debate. San Diego County supervisors will be voting on a plan to end discrimination against women, including transgender women and non-binary people. Critics say this bill redefines women to include males who self-identify as women, giving males access to female sports, locker rooms, and domestic violence shelters. Supervisor Nora Vargas says this only applies to county facilities and will ensure more resources go to women who need those resources. And we are working for you to help save lives. CBS 8 partnering up with the San Diego Blood Bank for a special blood drive today.
It is happening from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Grossmont Center in La Mesa. Your blood donation will go toward helping our neighbors in need. Make an appointment at cbs8.com/community.
So this afternoon, weather should not be an excuse to not make it.
Right.
It's going to be a pretty nice one.
Yeah, another nice one. I mean, we are starting a cool down process, but it's not going to be all that dramatic day by day. So today, while we do start a gradual cooling, we're still going to be in the 70s and in some cases the 80s. Clouds are, however, starting to fill the sky out there. You can see what infrared has shown us over the last about 3 hours or so on satellite. So it's 6:08 right now. We're starting to see that light beam through. You can make out some of those clouds, but it is a beautiful start to the morning. A couple high cirrus clouds, couple low clouds as well. Temperatures are going to warm up to the mid-70s this afternoon. Average would be 69 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Double-digit wind gusts out there on shore flow, continuing to direct those clouds from the coast inland as well as that sea breeze. So a cooling trend begins today. We're going to feel it a lot more tomorrow as well as Thursday, with temperatures widespread in the 60s. A deeper marine layer for several mornings to come, and then breezy afternoons to come this week. It is going to be an especially prevalent wind event for your mountains and deserts. That's where things are going to be the breeziest. But hey, countywide, all 4 microclimates are going to be experiencing those breezy conditions. When I say you're going to feel the cool down a little bit more tomorrow as well as Thursday, you see why. We go from the mid-70s today all the way down to the mid-60s for your Wednesday and Thursday. Friday through Sunday, weak ridging occurs. That's going to bring our temperatures back up to the 70s for about Friday through Monday. And then it looks like we'll head back down to the upper 60s. With all of this in mind, upper 60s, well, hey, that's average for this time of year. So we're roughly just in line with average as we head into the next several days. Tomorrow especially, as well as early next week. You've got the forecast across your inland valleys, your mountains, your deserts, still well above average. Your coastline is going to experience the most dramatic cool down compared to yesterday. We've still got upper 90s for the deserts, 70s for the mountains, and 80s inland. Going to be a partly cloudy day for pretty much all 4 microclimates. As far as drive times go, let's take a look. We have green on the screen. That means we're not seeing any slowdowns out there. 66 mile per hour speeds on the 805 northbound from San Ysidro to the 94. When we look at our traffic map here, CHP has not reported any crashes or collisions to start off this 6 o'clock hour. Back to you.